Alright, we're doing my nails again. This is like a little bit of an old video I shot a while ago, but here we are. We're getting rid of my favorite red, literally. And this is a step that I like to do on all of my clients and myself, because what I'm doing is I'm taking, before I start anything, before I start removing anything, I take a little swipe of a cleanser and a lint-free wipe, and I wipe the whole nail and the grow out, because what happens is there's skincare, there's like lotions, there's oils, there's sunscreen that's going to end up messing with your adhesion and cause the gel to like maybe act up. Depends on how heavy you are with your skincare, but I know at this point in time I had just done like my face stuff and my sunscreen, so I needed to cleanse that so it didn't rub into the nail during my whole prep. Now I'm going to take my gel removal bit. I'm left-handed, so you can see this bit, the teeth are like tilted to the left. And then finally, again, since I'm left-handed, putting my e-file in reverse. And now I'm going to start getting rid of the gel color on my right hand. And while you watch me file off this gel, my name's Katie Masters, also known as Nail Thoughts on Instagram and all the other social media platforms. I have a gel line in collaboration with the Japanese gel company Cocoist. And if you're interested in like any sort of nail art, nail stuff, clients, me doing my clients' nails, nail expos, anything, I post so much of that on this YouTube channel. So definitely subscribe if you're interested in just all things nails. I'm a professional nail artist and just having a good time over here, so come join us. Okay, so we're done with that hand, and I just want to point out that when it comes to gel removal, like e-filing off your gel color, I build with my base coat. You'll see it in a second, but you can see this is all leftover base coat, and I'm very happy because there was no lifting. I like did my nails at the perfect time, so look at that, no lifting. That's all leftover base gel. I know it's clear, so it's hard to tell, but we'll talk more about that later. Right now, we're switching to e-file off my left hand. So I'm switching my bit so you can see the teeth were tilted now to the right, switching my e-file to move forward, and I'm going to pretend that I'm right-handed. So the trick with like removing, especially filing off the gel, there's no trick. I mean, like, who am I? I'm like, the main trick, I'm like, oh, just try to survive is the trick. But what I'm doing, you can tell, is I'm anchoring my right hand so hard onto the vacuum and moving my left hand. So I'm not really like moving my e-file hand. I'm anchoring that one just so I feel a little bit more in control and both my hands aren't going crazy. Like I am in control of my left hand and my right hand just stays put. Also, by the way, feel free to like let me know in the comments what you want to see more of in these nail videos, because it's so funny when I edit these, I'm like, no, that's boring, they don't want to see it. No, I'll get rid of the shaping. No, I'll get rid of the gel removal. And then I feel like it's usually what people want to see. I'm like so opposite. I get like so bored staring at it. I'm just staring at it all day that I don't realize like, wait, no, people actually want to see this. So definitely let me know in the comments like what you want me to not cut out of the videos or add more of in these nail videos. Okay, look at the difference. I mean, you can still see so much red on my left hand, and there's a lot more like chunks taken out as opposed to the smoothness of my right hand. You can kind of tell here, but that's okay because it's all still leftover base. I'm glad I didn't like mess up my natural nail. Nothing was lifted, so I didn't have to go like too in depth, and all that excess red is gonna come off with my either my cuticle bit or my hand file. So much less intense bits, just saving it for when I have a little bit more control and it's not like a scary e-file bit. Then we're going to do the cuticles. So I push my cuticles back and I'm using this bit. I'm at my home little studio, not studio, literally just my home office. doing my own nails, so I don't have all my stuff in the that I do in the salon. So I'm using this bit that was gifted to me by Bee Lady Nails, which is an Australian distributor of my products. So if you're in Australia watching this and you're like, I want to try her products, go to Bee Lady Nails. She gifted me this little detailer bit, which was nice because I was kind of in like a hurry to do this manicure, and I knew that this bit kind of covers a lot of ground and you don't have to go as slow with it. So I'm just going around the cuticle, getting all the dead skin off, and it kind of naturally pushes my cuticle back, my skin away from the nail, and makes things so much easier. And I'm just using it to get all that excess red off of my nails. All right, that step is done. Thanks to the cuticle bit, a lot of the red around the sides of the nail and the cuticle area is gone, but it's still left over on the surface of the nail, and that's what our hand file is for. This is our next step. So, reminder, we have so much leftover base on my nail, and none of it was lifted, so I didn't need to get rid of any of it. And gel sticks to other gel, so you don't need to remove it every time, which is nice because you can just tell your clients, like, listen, if you're scared of the e-file, don't worry, because I, one, add a cushion because I'm building with the base coat, and two, I'm not necessarily going to need to touch this natural nail ever again unless it's lifted. But even if it's lifted, not that big of a deal because we add more cushion after. So since the e-file took a little bit of like chunks out of the base coat, I'm using my hand file to even out those chunks and to flatten the base coat even more to make it nice and even. So you can see the little chunkies that I was trying to show you, just like from the teeth of the bit. And we're going to take the file and even it out on all the rest of the nails and shape the nail exactly how I want it. And you'll see a little purple buffer as well because the file is a little bit of a rougher-ish grit, and sometimes it leaves little like pokies up that stick out that bother me when, see right here, the purple buffer, that bother me when I apply base coat because then they poke through the base coat. I don't like that. So this is just to even out all the pokes. So that's what you'll see me do for the rest of the nails. Finally, the prep work is done, and the last step is just to cleanse the nail. So I just did the same thing where I pumped the my cleanser onto the nail brush and I just scrub the nails clean under it and everything just to make sure I get all the dust and oil, and look how good they look. They look so healthy. And now I keep talking about building with your base coat. What does that mean? It means I'm basically, oh my gosh, basically, I'm like base coat, sorry. Anyway, I was gonna be like, oh my gosh, LOL, but no, stop, you know? So I'm using my clear builder base, and it's a base coat and a builder all in one. So it's a semi-hard gel. So the way I build with it, I'm gonna need strength too, because look how long my nails are. If I didn't build with my base coat, if I didn't use like a semi-hard gel on my nails right now, they would break. So first things first, I put a thin coat, and you can see it's a little uneven, but that's okay because we're gonna use the base coat to build it up and even it out. So the best part about this base coat is it self-levels so nicely, so you don't have to do too much work, right? So I'm just gonna wait it out. All I did was I put that thin wet layer down, and then I blobbed more base coat down the middle, and I'm letting that base coat that I blobbed in ease into that wet layer and self-level for me. And then once I like where I have it, you just put it in the light. I'm checking all the angles, all the side views, all of the different angles to make sure there's no lumps that I'm missing. You got to be really careful with the clear because it really, once you add color on top, it could show a lot of divots if you're not careful and like actually checking all the angles. So same thing again, I put a thin layer on the nail and it's a little bumpy, and I take a little glob of gel down the middle and just wait, kind of float some of the thickness of the tip back into the apex of the nail, and I'm just letting it self-level, continuing to just one nail at a time, curing one nail at a time. Like, you want to make sure and you freeze it into place before you move on to the other one, because if you do, if you don't wait, then it could just be flooded. So by the time you get to the pinky nail, if all the rest of the nails are wet, it's all flooded and it's not in the right spot and your nails are lumpy and it's not good. So one nail at a time. Long story short, my phone died and I was in survival mode trying to get as much footage as possible before it was just like totally done for. But I did get to capture me doing my awkward hand, so me pretending to be right-handed and putting a layer of Overcast, which is a milky white color, on all my nails as the first layer. And then once I did that first layer, I cured it. Then the second layer was Pool Float, which is like, you'll see it in a second, it's like a sheer sky blue, like milky sky blue. So it's two sheer layers together that mixed so perfectly and layered so perfectly to make the perfect blueberry milk nails. So I won't talk you through the whole thing, but I'll let you watch it. I'll let you watch it unfold. So enjoy.